Well, hello everyone. Happy Saturday. This is Robin Carter, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of Flower Mound, Texas. And I was pleasantly surprised to see my paper pumpkin kit arrive today for February of 2024. And the name of this kit is Sweet Springtime. So the only thing I have done is unwrap the shrink wrap to get the label off, which we will save here for a second. And before we begin, I also want to thank those of you who have subscribed to my channel, my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support. And if you are new to my channel or have yet to subscribe, maybe you've watched a few of my videos, I would truly appreciate your subscription. I've set a hefty goal for me this year to try to get to 5,000 subscribers. So if you can help be a part of that, I would be so grateful for your subscription to my YouTube channel. So let's get started with the goodies. So we have an early espresso ink spot, which is nice, and then a stamp set. Now, before we begin into the goodies, I want to remind everyone what I recommend when you get your stamp sets. Now, this applies to paper pumpkin or any stamps really from Stampin' Up. You want to test them to make sure none were processed defectively. So I have my Stampin' Pierce mat, which they recommend to use with photopolymer stamps. So here's what I do. I just take off the backing. Now in the past I've showed just using the ink, but this time I also want to recommend that you ink them with Versamark. It helps the ink to stick to these stamps. It also puts a nice coating on there to help protect from staining. Now, staining does not make these stamps defective. They're just helps a little bit without them getting stained as much. So this is a Versamark ink pad. It's just a clear pad that's also used for embossing. And then I just happen to have smoky slate ink here that I'm going to ink these stamps with. Let's hope I get it all over since I can't see where I'm inking. And again, I'm just going to stamp on the back of my shipping label. So if the images aren't real crisp and clear, it's okay, just so long as you can read it. They will do better on the white paper that has a smooth finish that is meant for stamping. So let's test these stamps out. I have had some defective before, so maybe you haven't had this and you're like, why do I do this every month? The 1 month you don't may be the time you get a defective one. So be sure and do that, as Stampin' Up! Can only guarantee these for 90 days. Then I have my chamois that I'm going to clear this off with. Put the backing back on and set aside for a second. So these are our stamps. That is a cute bunny, and I love the little chick. Haven't had a chick in a while. And welcome baby, daffodil, happy Easter, and springtime greetings. Now, just because these are the greetings you received with this kit, maybe you've been a subscriber for a while and you have other greetings, feel free to change those up and use what you will. I don't usually send out Easter cards, so I may be changing up the sentiment. Baby cards would be nice to add to my collection. I don't have a lot of those. So just keep that in mind as well. All right, and before we begin, so with your stamp set, if you are a paper pumpkin subscriber of mine, you will receive a sleeve. So those of you who are subscribed for January, you should have received your sleeve already with this printout. And you also get a 1-inch square of ink to put on the bottom. Here's a basic gray that I have. It just helps. So I recommend you store your ink spots upside down so the ink is on the top of the pad, much like our full-size pads. So that's why I supply the coordinating cardstock so that you can see what color it is while it's upside down. So again, that's just a little perk I give to my paper pumpkin subscribers, as well as I send them a PDF of all the alternatives that I make with the kit. So new this month, I hope to be sending out the alternative instructions as I come up with the designs, rather than wait till the end of the month when I've done all of my alternatives. So you can follow along with those sooner if that's something you want to do. I also didn't mention that Stampin' Up! Has changed the way, So they changed a little in that each quarter of 2024, there's going to be an add-on die option for the kit. Now, it's not required to make the cards as designed, but it just helps those that want to expand the kit. So the dies for this quarter are the Love of Spring dies. The item number is 164396. And if you do not have a demonstrator, I do have a February host code that you can use and support me in my business. And any order of $75 or more, you will receive a special gift from me. So these are available through the online store. I think they're still available. I believe they're $12 US. And you can see some of the label dies. I really like this label. It's stitched. It's a nice size. So that label is part of this kit, as well as these leaves. There's also a daffodil, which I haven't punched out yet, but that's going to be nice to add to this kit. And this love was meant for the January kit, and this leaf is meant for March. So just keep that in mind. Now, if you are just a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, I realize that $12 US plus the minimum $7.95 isn't the best use of shipping money. So let me just give you a few suggestions if this is something you want to do to expand your kit. Prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscriptions, prepaid, they're 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or a whole year. They also would help you spread out that shipping cost among the products. Some other things I would suggest for Paper Pumpkin subscribers are the basic white and thick basic white papers. That way you can create your own thick card bases, especially if you're going to want to make alternatives with the product. So this month as well, through the end of the month, Celebration is still going on. And what Celebration is, it's one time a year, usually January through the end of February, that Paper Pumpkin offers for every merchandise total of $50 or more. You can pick an item out of this catalog. So like here's a watermelon stamp set. There's some designer series paper and so on. This one's one of my favorites, the birds. And then they also have $100 item numbers. We'll get to those. That's a $100 item, the dies. My favorite is this one right here. It's called the Softly Sophisticated Bundle, and it includes this stamp set and this embossing folder, which is a choice with a merchandise total of $100 or more. So keep that in mind when you're placing your orders, and that'll help spread out your shipping costs. So let me set this aside so I don't lose it. I'll set it with my dies. And now we will get to the goodies. Am I getting a mess over here already? It doesn't take long. All right, so I'm going to try to do this without flipping it because this is too close to the camera. I did pretty good. Sometimes I have a hard time getting it. So here are our goodies. And just so you know, if you flip this over, you'll have the directions. So that gives you an idea of what this kit was intended for. So let's bust into the sides. And I always say, look at one side. Here all the cardstock and goodies are here. Here there's blank space of the cardboard. So that's where I cut into, so I don't damage any of my products. Okay, get the packing away. So we have tear and tape and some nice twine to use for our cards. We have Stampin' Dimensionals, which help raise things off the paper if you're new to this, as well as glue dots and some nice little white pearls. By the way, keep in mind with little white pearls like this, if you do have Stampin' blends, you can color these and make them whatever color you want to. Now, as we knew, this kit was going to have 2 sets of cards and 1 project. This looks like a card. Yes, it is. So this is a slimline card, and it measures, just if you're interested, 3 1/4 by 6 or 6 1/4. And oh good, it is both sided. So real easily we can create 2 cards by cutting this and putting it on a thick piece of white cardstock. So we have 3 of those. And now this looks like the project. So let me get the directions out so you can see that as well. So it's going to be 3 little milk cartons, which are cute for Easter as little treat boxes. If you're not a treat box type of person, you could cut this up and use it as cards. The top part will be hard because of all the score lines, but if you have an embossing folder or a pretty basic one, you can emboss that and it helps get rid of the lines. So we'll see what I come up with for that. I may just say we have enough supplies that I don't need to cut these up, but we will see. Okay, and then we have some die cut pieces. So there's a daffodil and a little wreath. Be very careful when you're punching these out. Sometimes they can be difficult and you don't want to tear them, so just be patient. And then this is interesting. Let's see if this is supposed to be a frame of some sort, since it's cut right there as well. Okay, be careful with this one. Those little die cuts could get torn. Okay, it's really stuck right there. There we go. Okay, so that does look like a frame, and you see, yep, the directions look like it's meant for this card right here. Oh, and I forgot to show this. So instead of printing the images on the stamp set, they are now including this little image. So I store it in my sleeve for my envelopes that I showed, and I just stored it in the back. I'm still going to keep making my fronts like this because I just like how bold that is versus this little bitty image there. And I'm just going to store it in these sleeves with it. Now, I do miss them being printed on there, but what I do when I go to put them away is I just do it like that, and I'm still using my lavender stamp. It's on my Stamparatus. That way you can get them somewhat where they're supposed to go. It doesn't really matter if you just put them on there however you want. That's just my preference. So again, it doesn't matter where you stick them on there, but I just want to kind of keep them tidy like they are. All right, so that is for that. One thing I forgot to share too, I know I'm going all over the place, is next month is March, Paper Pumpkin, and that is the anniversary month of Paper Pumpkin. So in March, we usually receive a special gift, and they even gave us a hint of what it's going to be. It's going to be this additional free stamp set. So we'll get a usual stamp set that's meant for Paper Pumpkin plus another set. So it's a great value to always subscribe to March. And again, I will have a link in my video description box below. If you do not have a demonstrator and would like to subscribe your Paper Pumpkin subscription through me, there's a link to how you can do that. Just click on my video title. There's Be More, and then there's a whole description of this video and all the links to my how to subscribe through me, how to get my special things, which are my favorite things, which are, I need to bring those in now. So this is like a 5x7 envelope that I like to store items from Paper Pumpkin in, or any other card elements, so I don't lose them. So again, I will just stick these that I've punched out so far, and I should have got that out while I was doing it. Let me see where my little daffodil went. Oh, he's right here. He'll show up. Okay, so these are the dies we received, and we get 3 of those. So I'm just going to stick those in here for safekeeping. Okay, so my favorite things are things that Stampin' Up! Does not offer, which I like to use in my craft room to help organize things and me hopefully not lose them. So these are the 5x7 plastic Velcro envelopes. I also really like these they're 7 by almost 10. And this one I've used, I'm just reusing it from the July kit or January kit, which I finished, to store supplies. So these are part of my favorite things. And there are links to where you can purchase these in the description of this video. I am required to tell you that I am an Amazon affiliate, which means I can recommend products to this video. And when you use the links to go to where you can purchase these on Amazon, I get a few pennies back at no cost to you. These are safe links provided by Amazon. So if you have used those in the past to purchase these products, thank you so much for your support. And if you plan to do that or in the future, I really appreciate your support through that. So here are the envelopes meant for those slimline cards. Let's go ahead and put those goodies in this envelope so those don't go missing. And the coordinating colors, I don't think I've read those off yet, are Berry Burst, Crumb Cake, Daffodil Delight, Early Espresso, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, and Berry Vanilla. So these are the Granny Apple Green, I believe. So that's nice to have. And one thing I always like to do is look inside to see how much product we have to use. And this goes all the way down to the bottom. So we'll be able to easily cut this open. I just take a sliver off each side and then use those for cards. I'll be showing how to do that in my alternative video. So we have 3 of those. Put these in here. Okay, and then we have more envelopes, and these are the traditional A2 size. And I bet you this is Petal Pink, and hopefully it goes, which it does. It goes all the way down to the bottom of the back, not the front. So again, I'll just be trimming a little sliver off each side. And then you can open it up, cut off the white part, and use this for alternatives. I love this checkered pattern, so hopefully I'll come up with something creative to use that for. Okay, then we have the traditional A2 cards, and at least they didn't make the back white, so they gave us something else to work with, as well as these cute bunnies. So I'll definitely be cutting this in half to create more cards. So we have 3 of these to use. Let's set these in the sleeve. Now this sleeve also will hold the instructions. So if you have a whole bunch of kits you haven't finished yet, you could save a lot of space by putting them in these on your shelf versus the box. All right, now we're to our die cut pieces. So there's real cute die cut pieces. Again, some daffodil toppings. This little chick is interesting. I'm not a fan of that. I'd much prefer the stamp. So you could always flip it over and use the label for stamping. The bunnies are cute. The labels are nice, so they're printed. I can see that's why they gave us Early Espresso, so that we can, you can see the sentiment. So we have 3 of those. So that is all the goodies for the kit this month. So I hope you get your kit soon. And again, be sure to subscribe to my channel, as I will be sharing alternative ideas for this kit. If you have any questions, you can always leave me a comment below. And the best way you can support me is give me a thumbs up. Share this video with your paper pumpkin or paper crafting friends. And subscribe to my channel. So I hope you guys all have a great weekend. And I'm finishing up or working on my Enduring Beauty card class. I had to shift everything off my desk to do this unboxing for you. So I kind of have juggling 2 things right now. So I will be posting alternatives to this, as well as cards I've made with the Enduring Beauty set, which is part of the new mini catalog. I've already shown a brief, well, not a brief video, but a video of the easiest way I've seen to color those, and it is so easy. Check that out in my YouTube channel. If you have paper pumpkin kits sticking around in your craft room that you haven't used yet and you're looking for additional ideas, I have many videos in my YouTube channel. Again, just click on my channel, click on videos, and then they'll be in date order of when they were submitted. You can also do a search. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this useful. And until my next video, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.